It's a little too clever to make the statement, print is dead. People have been saying that for 100 years, and yet every morning Canadians are reading the newspaper. 5.3 million newspapers sold every single day. But in the final days of the federal election, both national newspapers made it very difficult to wish them any success. First up, the Globe and Mail. They surprised nobody by endorsing the Conservatives. Actually, that's not true. An endorsement would have required conviction. Instead, they went the fantasy route. They advised Canadians to vote Conservative to get a Conservative majority, and once that happened, Stephen Harper would magically resign. If there was a Pulitzer Prize for the most idiotic editorial ever written, they would win. If there was a second editorial for insulting your readership, they would sweep the night. Then, we have the once venerable National Post, a paper that has always been rich with opinion. They too endorse the Conservatives, which is fine. That is the owner's prerogative. But that's not all they did. On the very same day, they refused to run a column by Andrew Coyne. He had a different opinion. You know Andrew Coyne? He's just the guy who's the editor in charge of all of the opinion pieces in the Post. He's the reason why we buy the paper in the first place. Now, if you ask the Post, they would say they hired Andrew Coyne because he is the most astute political commentator in the country. Turns out the real reason they hired him was so when it mattered the very most, in the final days of the election, they could shut him up. Shame on the National Post. Print is not dead, but with owners like that, it's on life support. Because we all read Coyne anyway, we just did it on Twitter.